Welcome to another lecture series on biochemistry MCQs. So today we'll be looking at more questions involving lipids. So the first question is, which lipid serves as long-term energy storage in adipose tissue? The answer is what? Triglycerides. Call them triglyceride or triacylglycerol. Triglyceride or triacylglycerol. Triglyceride is usually the old name, but the current name is triacylglycerol. So if you're seeing anything triacylglycerol, you know it's the same thing as triglyceride. So the answer to that question is B. So which fatty acid has two or more double bonds? They are usually polyunsaturated fatty acids. Polyunsaturated fatty acids. They have two or more double bonds. If it is one bond, it will be called monounsaturated fatty acid. Trans fatty acids are formed during hydrogenation reaction. Hydrogenation reaction. Which lipid contains glycerol backbone with three fatty acids? The answer is triacylglycerol, or known as triglycerides. Even from the name already, you have glycerol. But nevertheless, in this question we have two answers. Which lipid contains glycerol backbone? Phospholipids also contains glycerol backbone. For example, this is the glycerol backbone, C, 3 carbon that has hydroxyl group, then 2 hydrogen here, 1 hydrogen here, 2 hydrogen here. So this is the glycerol backbone. Now triacylglycerol has this backbone. But for triacylglycerol, each of this OH group is esterified to a fatty acid. I'm deleting the H. Is esterified to a fatty acid. We have the first fatty acid here forming the ester bond R1. Another fatty acid is esterified here forming the second fatty acid. Another fatty acid is esterified here forming the third fatty acid. So 3 fatty acid is triglycerol. But if they ask which of the following lipid contains glycerol backbone, both phospholipid and triacylglycerol will serve as the answer. The only difference in phospholipid, the third carbon is esterified to a phosphate group. So we have P double bond oxygen, we have oxygen, we have another oxygen. So we have a phosphate group that makes us call it the phospholipid. So the answer to that question is triacylglycerol. Which property increases melting point? Increase saturation. The more the saturation, the more the melting point. Saturation means there is no double bond. Which of the following is an essential fatty acid? We have linoleic, and linolenic acid. These are the two common essential fatty acids, and they are called essential fatty acid because our body cannot synthesize them. So therefore we need them in our diet. So they are not produced by the biological system, by humans. Which reagent gives red coloration with fats? Benedict is for sugars. Bioret is for sugar. So Sudan 3 test, bioret is for protein rather. Bioret is for protein. So the answer is Sudan 3 test. Cholesterol is a precursor for steroid hormones. So cholesterol is used to synthesize both male and female hormone like the testosterone, we have the progesterone, we have the estradiol, the female hormone. So cholesterol is used to produce them. So whenever they tell that cholesterol is not good for the system, it's actually wrong. Cholesterol what makes you a woman and also makes you a man. So without cholesterol, you might be deficient in your duties as a man. Steroid nucleus contains how many carbon atoms approximately? When we talk about the steroid nucleus, we talk about the backbone of sterols. So this is the backbone of sterols. That's 4 fused rings. That's 4 fused rings. So this is the ring or the nucleus of steroid and steroid hormones. So if we say we should count, let's assume we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So we have 17. The answer to that question is C. Which lipids forms lipoproteins? Of course, it's lipoproteins. So do not forget to subscribe and click on the notification bell for more videos on biochemistry MCQs. Like and comment. Please make sure you comment on each video and drop your questions so that I can address them in further or in future videos.